comes your way next.
In a few months' time, snow will blanket the Great Peaks just to our west, but for now, summer still in full swing at Empower Field at Mile High. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, the wait is over. The regular season is upon us. It is kickoff weekend around the NFL. Our two teams here getting in a final tune-up, but let's look ahead to the 2023 season. What are you going to be watching for?
How about some of the recognizable new faces in new places? Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Odell Beckham Jr. The identity of teams under new coaches in places like Houston, Carolina, and Denver. And then, of course, the rookies. After the draft, we want to see how they perform.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raiders offense heading out with their new man under center for 2023, the former Patriot, former 49er, Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's another typical season for Jimmy G last year. When he was out there, he was excellent, leading the 49ers to 7 wins and throwing 4 times as many touchdowns as interceptions. Then the injury bug bit again. But Las Vegas, they're counting on him being able to do the exact same thing they saw in San Francisco, but avoiding injury while doing so.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. That's to the veteran tight end, Austin Hooper. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. They find some open field here. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Devontae Adams from 13 yards out. And the Raiders will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his second season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
And I think that even after a decade in the NFL, he doesn't get enough credit for not just his consistency, but his brilliant play and leadership as well. He's won a Super Bowl in Seattle. He's led his team to another Super Bowl opportunity also in Seattle. His numbers are always terrific, almost always in the Pro Bowl, and all his team does is win. This guy's a natural leader.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Wilson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? It's certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and pressure advantage.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Play action. Now Wilson. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll be taken down at the 18. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So for this defense, a tall order ahead trying to defend against Russell Wilson. Charles, your keys for how they might go about keeping him in check?
Well, before we even get to the keys, let's start with the problems he presents, because he feels pressure so well. He's got a great 6th sense, maybe even a 7th and 8th. He knows where the pressure's coming from. He knows how to slide away from it, sometimes run away from it, and then he finds good throwing lanes to deliver downfield. So to me, it's that pressure inside, big, tall guys to make him try and throw over them and make his height work against him.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 41-yard line.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. Now Wilson. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
On the return, Carter. That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. On 27-yard line.
Go ahead.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
When you're running the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
On play action, now Garoppolo. That is caught, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football.
Here we go.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 6.
Stay hot.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Alex Singleton making the play defensively.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Raiders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Carlson now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And Devontae Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Williams. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 14 yards that time for number 14. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Marvin Mims, 39 yards. And the Broncos have got it back to within a score. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did. All the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Raiders have the ball back, and here comes Devontae Adams to the field again. We're in the 2nd quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him. Maybe even have a 3rd person in the area and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And taken right at the 35. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Wilson and the Broncos now with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. Throwing to start the drive. Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. And this one too low.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
A give to Williams, running right. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Wilson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Opted to run for it. The decision, a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jerry Tillery running in there and setting him down. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Got his man, it's Dulcich. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. Throwing is Wilson. Oh, he has He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Time again to see Josh Jacobs and his Vegas offense operate.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here we go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Play action. Garoppolo looking deep for Adams.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Simmons. And these guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This is caught. Touchdown! Cortland Sutton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation. You're trying to get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. So we're at halftime here in... And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Well, the Broncos offense set to begin this third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4.
They go play action now. Wilson.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line.
Here's Wilson to throw.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. Here's Wilson. Finds Dulcich out left side. 7 yards there and a first down.
The tight end is certainly in position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
At the 1-yard line.
Williams diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Now the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. It was a small, manageable spread to overcome. A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On play action, it's Garoppolo. He'll let this go for Adams. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Nate Hobbs there to bring him down. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. The pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And that is no good. And the lead will hold at 10.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37.
A nice carry by Jacobs, who's coming off a career year. Just when it seemed like Vegas may have been ready to move on from him. Led the NFL with over 1,600 yards and was more than deserving of his first All-Pro selection.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Here we go.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So welcome back now to Denver. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Austin Hooper from 6 yards away. And the Raiders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. Did you work your tight end into it? That's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Carlson on for the PAT. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by the Austin Hooper touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. But the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And some space here. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 56 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
As many games as the two of us do, I would hope that one day we'll be able to solve this riddle. Why is it on a hot day that one team has more trouble with the heat than another, and especially when you can't stop a guy running the ball?
You know it's September in the booth, though, when you and I have both removed our coats, and those were gone in the 1st quarter.
They were gone in the 1st quarter, and what we're watching now is a defense mentally giving in and sagging a little bit because they haven't been able to stop him.
And they'll run the end around here with Judy. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Wilson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Here comes Carter. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raiders their drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Well, they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. Picked off by Josie Jewell. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Lutz with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he returns this to the 22. The Raiders now set to get the football back. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Back to Renfro again, complete. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. The open man here, Renfro. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
He's a gain of 6. 1st down, Las Vegas.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 32-yard line. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. 3rd and 5.
Now 3rd and 5.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he's going to get this one down. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, It's darn close.
From his end zone, here comes Carter. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So Garoppolo and the Raiders now down by 13. A minute 47 on the clock. How will this thing pan out? And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the